May I have your attention, please?
It's Markers and Monsters Drawlloween 2017.
Howdy folks, and welcome back to Markers and Monsters, where it's another Monday, guys, and we're nearing the end of our Drawlloween season. But we still got some great episodes left. I am fresh back from the Living Dead weekend. That was this past weekend, which was a great time. I had a blast. I talked to some great new people, met some awesome new folks that were coming by, saw some old friends, got to catch up and chat, and it was just a good time. I loved it, and I can't wait for the next one. But yep, we're back in the swing of Drawlloween again, guys, and today the theme is sewer settlers. And we're taking a trip all the way up to New York City, where underneath New York's vast city is a very complex sewer labyrinth, essentially, of old tunnels and steam tunnels and sewers and train tracks and stuff like that. But who dwells within those tunnels? The Chuds. Yep. Chud. That's what we're doing today, and you gotta watch out. I've already got those eerie yellow eyes put in. What I'm going to do for the Chuds here is, once the eyes are in, I'm going to start inking on top for a lot of these and do some colorization here afterwards just to get it in. Because I want those yellow eyes to really just stand out and pop. So everything's going to get darkened up. Now, if you don't know much about Chud, and from what I understand, not a lot of people do, it is a film from, 1984, and takes place in New York, where a number of characters, including John Hurd, who you might know as the father from the Home Alone movies. He's also in the first Sharknado flick, too. He's a fashion photographer who is taking pictures of the large homeless population that lives underground in these sewer and steam tunnels and stuff like that. He starts to find people are disappearing and strange things are going on. What could it be? Well, it's the Chuds, of course. He also teams up later with Daniel Stern, yes, also of Home Alone, as one of the wet bandits, and Bushwhacked himself. These guys team up and have to stop the Chuds. Chuds are apparently cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. They live in the sewers and they eat people. And what is the mystery? And why is the Department of Energy trying to cover it up so badly? Well, spoiler alert, it turns out that they have been dumping toxic waste from nuclear power plants into the sewer tunnels here, which is a very unpopular thing to do, so they have to kind of cover it up. Interestingly enough, Chud, which everybody says cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller, it could also mean contamination hazard urban disposal, because that's the project that they're using to dump all this waste here in the sewers. It's mutating the homeless people, and as we know, radiation gives you a hankering for human flesh, so you got to seek out and get it. Now, I guess everything was okay when the Chuds were down there just munching on, homeless people that nobody really cares about, unfortunately. But once they start coming up from the sewers and snatching random New Yorkers, well then, we got police detectives involved. We got the, Department of, the Nuclear Department, whatever, the Department of Energy. Those guys are trying to cover it up, and all kind of shenanigans ensue. A lot of fun. I mean, it's not the greatest movie in the world, I will tell you that. There's a lot of slow parts, a lot of parts that don't work. But hey, what the heck? It's Chud, right? You gotta love it. Followed by a sequel called, which I love. I know so many people don't. Chud 2, Bud the Chud. This movie has absolutely nothing to do with Chuds. But they slapped Chud the Chud name on there. It is a wacky, weirdo movie about a reanimated corpse named Bud who goes around the neighborhood snacking on people. turning them into Chuds, which are basically zombies, but they do the thriller dance at the end of the movie. Just random weirdness occurs in that movie. I don't really want to talk about it too much because, again, it doesn't really relate in any capacity to the original Chud, which, takes place in New York and the sewers and stuff like that. Now, sewers are a pretty popular region, I guess, for lots of things. I don't know what it is about, nobody wants to go down there, of course, because of, human waste and whatever else. But, it's interesting enough that, that it's such a location that's kind of iconic. Name a video game that doesn't have a sewer level, pretty much. There's so many of those in video games, movies. Tons of them take place in sewers and catacombs and things like that. I think it's something about these underground tunnels, man-made especially, that lend itself to kind of just, it's very mysterious and spooky. Not many people other than sewer workers go down in there. And I'm sure most sewer workers would tell you it's kind of a boring, mundane place filled with just tunnels and waste material. But either way, makes for a good flick. So I'm finishing up our chuds here today. Those yellow eyes are really popping out for me, which is good. Let's take a look at the scan, shall we? Awesome. As you can see, some poor soul has been ripped apart by the chuds there. Been drawing a lot of drawings this time with severed limbs, so not bad. The gator bait one's kind of the same thing. But who doesn't love a severed arm every now and again? Alright guys, I am getting through these. Today I'll be working on more Drawlloween videos for you guys. Tomorrow will be another great episode, so stay tuned. Until then, we'll see you on the next one. And that's it for me. Bye.
Beneath the city of New York are living catacombs, an endless maze of subterranean tunnels, unfit for anything human, unauthorized for anything experimental.
Hold it! There's something moving up ahead in the tunnel!
And unlikely to bring anyone down there. So, they're coming up. Chud. Chud, check your basement and your bathroom. Keep off the street and try to hide. But remember, the dark is their place. The night is their time. And tomorrow, the only things living in the city of New York will be Chud. Chud. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Chud. They're not staying down there anymore.